Hey guys, how's it going? Spinosaurus the King here, and in this video, I'm going to be joined by a special guest. Go ahead, bro. Introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, it's Draco Rex.
Nice. So, in today's video, we're going to be talking about that Jurassic World Dominion has officially finished filming, which was yesterday. So, bravo, Jurassic World Dominion, for filming during the COVID-19 pandemic. Must have not have been easy.
Definitely. I'm excited.
However, in today's video, we're gonna be talking about our hopes, our hopes and concerns with Jurassic World Dominion. Because now that they're finished filming, it just makes me more nervous that this film might not end up being good, and we have a bunch of reasons why. So I'm gonna let my guest go first because I have a guest here. So go ahead, bro. Tell us your worries and your hopes for Jurassic World Dominion.
All right, I appreciate that. I think my first worry is definitely where the plot is gonna go. Like, we've had a big issue in the series with the plot making sense. I feel like you can go on Facebook, Instagram, all kinds of social media platforms, and you can find any Jurassic Park fan, and that is something they'll complain about. So I really think Colin, as a director, he should definitely pay attention to the criticism, but not pay attention to too much of the criticism,
True.
because I think criticism can be a bad thing, but can also be a good thing, because I think it'll help weld the film in a good direction that it needs to definitely learn from its mistakes from the past, because the other previous movies have that issue where they jump from one thing to another and it doesn't really add up. And I think a lot of big budget movie franchises have that same issue, like Harry Potter and Transformers and Star Wars and a lot of other ones that people troll and make fun of, but are still good in its own right. I definitely think that another issue, I'll give two and then I'll let you go, because I don't want to talk for too long. But the second one I would say is I definitely think that the dinosaurs, they are significantly characters, in the movie, whether people want to realize this or not. Like, the people that don't think they're characters, they need to get their head out of their butt, These dinosaurs, they are part of the cast as well, in a sense, because they are beloved by the fans. Rexy, Blue, a certain name of a dinosaur. There's those fans for that dinosaur.
Exactly.
So I really think that the people making these movies, they need to pay attention to the fact that you're putting characters on screen and you're helping us fall in love with a certain species of a dinosaur. So killing it and taking it away from us, like what they did with the Baryonyx and the lava, I thought that was messed up. I definitely thought there was a different way he could have went out, or she, who knows. You can't keep doing that. You gotta make these animals, if you gotta take them out, do it in a way that's not messed up. Because I think lava was just a messed up way about going about it. Because yes, he was trying to eat them, but we all knew they were gonna get away from that.
That makes sense.
So I definitely think that's a thing they need to work on, is paying more attention to the dinosaurs and making sure, I'm not saying that they don't pay attention to them. I'm just saying, they need to make sure, if they're going to kill them off, they do it in a way that's, I guess not messed up,
Exactly, that makes sense.
Make it work.
True.
So, what about you? What do you think?
Now, so here's my worries for Jurassic World Dominion because of the other films. So, the dinosaurs, I'm worried that some of them are not going to be, they're going to introduce them, too small or way too big. They need to make them kind of, scientifically accurate in a way so they look accurate to, the real life size, if you know what I mean. The only one I don't want to see accurate is, of course, the Spinosaurus. I want to see the Ingen one fully grown. But, I'm really worried about the dinosaur battles, too, because, the dinosaur battles in Fallen Kingdom, they were complete garbage. I did not like them at all. Way too short, and there wasn't enough. I'm hoping that we'll have at least 4 dinosaur battles, and I hope they're going to be 4 good long ones that are at least 1 to 2 minutes long,
Right. And I think, you bring up a good point with the whole dinosaur battles, but, as a fan, you can't cling on to an idea too much, because they have to fit in the plot and the characters and everything else as well. So I agree with you. Not that I don't agree with you, I do. I do agree that they do need to work on making the battles a little longer and making
better.
them a lot cooler. Yeah, the CGI is amazing, but it's like, I really think that they need to start working on the script of what the dinosaurs do.
Yeah, the plot. You have the exactly. Have to fight. Make sense. Don't make them fight for no reason. I get that.
Right. I agree.
Yeah,
with you.
I hope the overall plot of the movie makes sense too. Because from the plot leak, it sounds cool, but like you were telling me earlier, if they do it in a wrong way, where it's rushed and they go to one plot after the next every little bit of the movie, that's gonna be like strange,
Right. It definitely is. And another point that I want to bring up as well, which it happens in big budget movie franchises all the time, is when someone gives a plot leak out to the fans. It's what I told you before.
Yeah.
They end up taking that plot leak and making it totally different. Like, even if they have a little bit of time, who's to say that Colin doesn't sneak in a change in the script while they say they're done?
But here's the thing: I don't understand how these major, like, if this plot leak is true, I don't understand how these major plot leaks are being released, because like, whatever producer's doing this, it's just ridiculous, spoiling it for us,
Right.
If this turns out to be true, because like, I don't understand. Like, of course I do videos on it because like it's like what I do on YouTube, but like, it's just, it doesn't make sense that they're spoiling stuff for us,
Right. I get that. I mean, I definitely don't want them to spoil anything. I know, like, it's whatchamacallit, it's adamant that they some people do that, like YouTubers and certain people, they want to do that because they want us to know what happens. And I, on one hand, can understand why they're doing it. On another hand, as a fan, I really don't like that they're doing this, because there are those fans that enjoy the movies, even though they don't make sense, even though they sometimes have issues. They still want the fans to enjoy what happens and not give them too much. But here's a really good point that I want to bring up about the movies. How are we supposed to enjoy the movies if the trailers always spoil like half the movie, like Fallen Kingdom?
Exactly. Fallen Kingdom, like, when I went to go see Fallen Kingdom, like, I was not surprised at all. There's only a couple things I was surprised by, because the trailers and TV spots spoiled everything.
And that's another thing that I hate. I don't like when they do that, where they tell us, oh yeah, well, this movie's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great. Yeah. And then they release the trailers, and like half of the movie's in the trailer. And I think this changed after 2015, because they definitely didn't do that in Jurassic World's TV spots.
That's
they
true.
Definitely
Jurassic World did not spoil, really. They didn't spoil as much.
Right. No, we didn't see much. And I really think after 2015, a lot of Marvel movies and a lot of other movies that were coming out, their trailers were spoiling a lot of the movie. And I think that's also why, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom lost a lot of people. Like, even though the movie did significantly well, it's surprising, because if you have half the movie in the trailer, what is there to enjoy?
Like, here's the problem. They were literally showing the dinosaur battles in Fallen Kingdom's trailers. That's like the worst thing you can do.
Exactly.
Spoil the dinosaur battles. Like, that's
right. To reel an audience in, that's the worst tactic you could use.
Exactly. Now, like I said, I was disappointed with Fallen Kingdom. I know the Allosaurus was a juvenile, but I was still really disappointed with seeing Allosaurus. Like, I want this animal to be introduced as a fully grown adult. The Spinosaurus, it's a whole different story. In 2001, they thought that was the accurate Spino, but the Allosaurus, there's kind of no excuse,
Exactly. I mean, I really think on that hand, like, it's funny you bring the Allosaurus up. I actually want to see the Allosaurus in Dominion. Like, I want that dinosaur to be in. Like, I know they they were saying that there was going to be the the number of dinosaur names in the movie. But I really think if they're going to make a standalone film, Battle of the Big Rock, I think it would make sense to add him come up on the scene,
I really want that. The Allosaurus, exactly, like the Allosaurus from Battle of Big Rock, I really hope it does come back, because that Allosaurus was really epic.
Oh yeah, it was rad. I mean, how much work that Colin and his team did on that short film. I'm sorry to say this, for those Jurassic World fans out there that love the Jurassic World show, I'd watch Battle at Big Rock over Fallen Kingdom and Jurassic World.
So would I. I mean, Battle at Big Rock is a billion. I know it's only 8 minutes, but it still is more enjoyable.
Exactly. I mean, it's CGI, the animatronic they used, and the story. That made sense, and it's only 8 minutes. That's the problem that these 2-hour-long films have.
Exactly, yeah. Like, it literally...
Sad.
Exactly, like, you know, it's just for Fallen Kingdom, there's disappointments, you know, and especially cutting out the dialogue. Here's my worry, too. With Jurassic World Dominion, they're going to have all these cool scenes, but then they're going to cut out, like, a lot of things like they did in Fallen Kingdom, and that's my worry. Like, cutting out certain things, like, it's going to ruin the film.
Yeah, I saw your video on the Dilophosaurus. Yeah, I thought that was interesting that they were gonna bring him or her in. Like, I really think it's a good idea because, like, we haven't had the Spinosaurus and the Dilo in a while, and it's definitely a dinosaur we've been begging for.
Yeah.
But that's like, I don't even want to say worry anymore. That's my anxiety with this movie. You know, like, I definitely think that you know, if they're gonna add all these dinosaurs, they really should fit them in their roles.
Exactly.
Like, I think that's how they should break down the scenes. They should have roles, what they do, you know? Like, if you're gonna add this whole, like, horde of dinos, carnivores and herbivores, it needs to fit, you know? You can't just, oh yeah, we're gonna add this scene, and we're gonna add this scene on top of this scene, and then we're gonna have this scene. People are gonna be like, what is going on here?
Exactly, yeah.
Don't like, confuse them.
For sure. And plus, like, we fans want a fully grown Ingen Spinosaurus and a fully grown Dilophosaurus. Like, we need that in this film.
I mean, yes, I definitely agree with you. Like, of course there are those, Jurassic Park 3 haters, and then also the Spinosaurus haters. But yeah. I'd say a good majority of the JP franchise, like, JP fandom, I meant to say. Yeah, franchise. Fandom, they want the Spinosaurus in the movie, and they also want some kind of JP3 callback. So
I agree.
I definitely think that would be it would be reassuring because, as I said, it's been 14 years since we've seen this dinosaur. So, I don't think the math is correct. I think a little bit more than 14. Yeah, probably around 20.
Yeah,
or possibly more, because as I said to you, which is why I also thought that the Spino wouldn't be alive, because it's been so many years. And not only that, Jurassic World takes place in the not near or like further future.
Like I said, if it is dead, it wouldn't die of old age. It might have died from like cancer or something, right?
Right, yeah, that's exactly what I told you, that it would have died from those hormones that Clayton was talking about, which would make sense. I mean, it's definitely a stupid way for this big, powerful carnivore to get taken out, because it's only like cancer. Like, I know cancer can be life-threatening, especially for animals, but it's like there are treatment it could possibly have took. There are ways that it could still possibly be alive, but I'm just saying, like, that's one thing I hate about the lore, is big powerful dinosaurs being taken out in stupid ways.
I mean, like, if someone was able to like rescue it, then it would be alive.
Right. I think that would be a better way of like reassuring us that it's still alive. Like the Spinosaurus, if it's in fact confirmed that it died from from that cancer,
then it wouldn't be.
Well, no, what my point was I think it would be stupid, because as I said, the point that I was going along with was the Indoraptor being taken out by Blue. That's another stupid reason for it to die. Like I said, and here's along the lines of me saying the trailers of us getting the line from the guy who was going to buy Ripper. What's his name? The guy that was in Captain America and Red Skull, the computer guy in Captain America: The Winter Soldier. He's like the little... Anyway, it's a character in... because I'm bad with names. He was a buyer in Fallen Kingdom. That, the guy, I think his name was Wheatley or something? Or I don't think...
Kevin Wheatley?
Kevin Wheatley. It was the guy that messed over Owen and Claire. In the suit. Yeah, and he was telling Wu,
Either
"We'll
or might have been Eli Mills.
Eli Mills is his name. See, I always get the names mixed up. I'm so bad at remembering the names.
So
Because it's like on the one hand I'll remember the actor, and then another day I'll remember the names and won't remember the actor. It's oh god, fan struggles. But whatchamacallit, I definitely think like that's another example. Is it's my worry is that they'll do that. They'll bring a really significantly cool and dangerous dinosaur, but then they'll kill it.
true.
Or
But here's the sad
off
part. Imagine all these plot leaks were fake, and the movie ends up turning out to be trash. That would be such an oh my god. Imagine.
well, that would definitely be frustrating.
Because from what the plot leaks sound, this movie would be amazing. You know, it's
Right.
sad that it's sad that the plot leaks sound too good to be true.
Right. I mean, I'm not going to like. I'm gonna say this. I told you they were cool, but I think primarily I'm not gonna believe them because I doubt they're going to be. As I said, it
Most plot
happens
leaks are
in
gonna be fake. That's like these like the way the plot leaks sound. It makes sense that this is gonna happen in the film. But like I said,
it does. It definitely
plot
does. I
leaks.
told you that.
Every
Yeah, it
time I've
does.
been hearing plot leaks, they always turn out to be fake. For example, a Giganotosaurus and Suchomimus being in Fallen Kingdom, that was a fake plot leak.
Giganotosaurus.
Yeah.
You call it Giganotosaurus.
Yeah, Giganotosaurus. I don't even know what to call it anymore.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Everyone has their own way of saying it. I was just messing with you. But yeah, I definitely understand where you're coming from. I mean, I think if we're focusing on the Giga, I think it needs to be
Well, it definitely has to appear. Like to
yeah, of course,
needs
well, it's
to be.
going to, but I definitely think what I was trying to say was I think it needs to have a role. Because it sounds like it's going to have a significantly big role compared to the other.
Yeah, like
dinosaurs.
I think yeah, because I heard that Giganotosaurus and the raptors, like Pyroraptors and Deinonychus, are going to be having a big role in this movie. I hope that's
Right.
true because that would be really epic.
One, they're unique as well. We've never seen these dinosaurs before, so
Exactly.
I'm sure they will. Which is awesome because yeah, we need give us more dinosaurs, give us more.
We need new dinosaurs. We always
Yeah,
we fans want new dinosaurs all the time.
right. Like we appreciate Rexy. Who the hell doesn't love Roberta? But it's like we do want more world building. But this time, Colin, this time, Steven, this time, Jurassic World franchise. Let's do better. Let's make it make sense. Now.
Exactly.
Let's world build, but
Think-
also filling holes.
True, but the new species in Fallen Kingdom, what screen time did they have? Like they barely, besides Indoraptor,
Right.
had no screen time, barely any.
Right. Well, that's what I said. That was part of my complaint. Like that was like I'm a Jurassic Park fan all the way. Am I a big Jurassic World fan? No. Am I a fan of it? Do I love it? Yes. But that was my issue with Jurassic World. My favorite dinosaur from the Jurassic Park series is Roberta. But from Jurassic World, my favorite dinosaur is the Indoraptor because I love the way they set up his character. And even though he was on screen for this small amount of time, I loved how evil he was. I loved how he got more character than Blue did. And everybody's always hyping up, Blue and stuff. I see it on Instagram and so many platforms, social media stuff, where there's these fan accounts of Blue and Indoraptor and Rexy and all that. And like, he's definitely gotten popular, his name. He's my favorite dinosaur because for a short amount of time, I think he's been created a significant amount of character just for like this hybrid that has human DNA and it understands, it thinks. And how it was able to trick Wheatley, the guy with the gun, and the one that went inside of his cage when Wheatley went inside of his cage and the Indoraptor tricked it. I really thought that was a cute scene. Like, I really think, like, stuff like that, a sense of humor, but also a sense of darkness, like evil, character, an evil scene. Because I was sure in the concept art and in the unofficial like script and stuff like that, stuff they were going to add, they had a lot darker stuff for the Indoraptor, and I think it would have made the movie better for his character. Like, don't kill him off, but add all this stuff and I think I'm going to bring up another good point, and I'll let you go. Whatchamacallit, because I'm gonna finish up this point. But the point that I want to make is that I think that's the issues with a lot of these movies is they have a lot of unofficial stuff that they've created. Like, you know, when they create these movies,
Well, sometimes when
they
they say
make
they're canon, like for example,
right,
just because something's canon doesn't mean it's realistic. Like, because they're canon
right,
in lies all the time,
exactly.
except
But
for
like the point I'm more saying is like when they make these movies, they make a whole bunch of ideas, and then they scrap certain ideas, and then they go with certain ones. My issue with it is they scrap the best ideas.
true. I
And
agree.
I get that from a director and creator standpoint. Like, oh, we're never going to be able to please the fans because we come out with something that a great amount of people say is good and makes our movies great and does well at the box office. But then there's these group of fans that didn't like what we did. And they kind of like root it off as it doesn't matter. But in a sense, it does, because it's like, if we're like, because I think a lot of us that don't like certain things, I don't think we're the type of fans where we have an issue with it and we're hating on it. I think we have an issue with it, but we're still willing to admit what stuff we've liked, you know?
True. That makes sense. But anyways, to sum up the video, I'll talk about my last, like, hopes and concerns for the movie. So I just hope we get 4 good dinosaur battles. The dinosaur battles I hope we get that are long is Spinosaurus fully grown versus the Giganotosaurus. I hope we get Spinosaurus versus the Raptors, like the JB3 Raptors. That would be really dope. I hope we get Allosaurus versus Stegosaurus, Baryonyx versus Carnotaurus. Those are my top 4 dinosaur battles that would please basically everyone in this franchise, don't you think?
I definitely agree. As far as the JP3 Raptors coming back and going after the Spinosaurus, I
That-
think I think it would be cool, but I think what would make more sense since it's Dominion is the new Raptors that they've leaked. I think those Raptors going up against a bigger carnivore would. I
That'd be
think it
cool
would
too. Yeah.
suffice. Yeah,
I mean, like, what if we see the new Raptors taking on the Giga? I would love that. Like, we see
yeah, I would, because as like
that'd be cool.
the thing that I wanted to say was I think it would be cool because we've never seen them hunt. We're seeing them on screen for the first time.
Exactly.
And I definitely think it would be a good scene.
For sure. And I hope we get, like, returning dinosaurs we haven't seen for a while, new dinosaurs. Like for example, this movie is like their budget is a lot higher than before, so I hope they can
Right.
I hope they can bring as many dinosaurs as possible. I hope
Right.
I hope Isla Sorna and all the Isla Sorna dinosaurs will appear when they're on Sorna. And I just hope they make this movie really good. They explain everything so there's less mysteries.
Right.
And,
I hope they put their money where their mouth is.
true. And I also hope the movie's going to be long, because think about it, there's so much going on in this movie, according to Colin Trevorrow in the plot leaks. So, like, if they make this movie 2 hours or less, it's not going to make sense, because, like,
No.
think about it. There's too much. Like, if they make this movie any less than 2 hours, or like only 2 hours, then they're going to be rushing it because of how much is going on. So I hope this movie is at least 2.5 hours, so they're not rushing anything, and everything will flow. Everything will flow slowly,
I
properly.
agree with you. I mean, I think it's what you said. I think we need an intro for the movie, like that flashback that me and you created.
Definitely.
I think we
yeah.
need a long, but not too long, but makes sense in the middle plot. And then I think we need a grand closing.
True.
I think that's what we need. And then
good-
close out the movie.
Yeah. A good closing with the original cast alive. They found a way to coexist with the dinosaurs properly, something like that,
Yeah, some kind of sanctuary like they talked about in
Yeah.
Fallen Kingdom, Lockwood.
Yeah.
So
maybe they found a city where there's no dinosaurs.
it's possible, but I doubt it. They would let them like overrule in a city.
All good. Like, basically at this point, I hope like, okay, the one thing I'm not worried about is the original cast, and here's why: because Colin Trevorrow basically revealed that their role is going to be the most important role in this film. So I don't think I'll be disappointed with the original cast.
I agree with you. I'm
I'm
worried about
worried about the case.
yeah. I agree with the original, with what you said about the original cast. I think the original cast, I think is going to tie everything together. Like, I think we know their roles are going to play a big part, and they're going to, I think they're going to make the movie more interesting. Let's face it, this movie's not going to be anything without them.
I agree. So, like, what was I gonna say now? Oh yeah, so like, what I'm worried about is I'm not really worried about the original cast because like we all know if they die off, they make everyone hate the movie. I'm pretty
Exactly.
sure role. I'm just worried about the dinosaurs and how they look. Like I hope they have a cool design. I hope they're accurate in size. I hope we get really epic dinosaur battles. I hope we get that because in Fallen Kingdom the dinosaur battles and the dinosaur action scenes were terrible.
Right. It's what we said. I think we need better. I think we need different and way more better battles. Give us better battles, longer battles as well. We need to see more.
And like not even a fight. And 30 seconds is too short too.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. I think we need to see something. As I said, they need to start adding more world building, and we need to see more things that these dinosaurs can do.
I agree. For sure. But I mean, I think I covered basically everything. I mean, we want to see like good scenes with these dinosaurs / marine reptiles, good scenes with the original cast, a long movie that makes sense, a good plot.
Right.
So I think I pretty much covered everything. How about you? Is there anything else you'd like to cover?
When I asked you, you went on to your other point, and I imagine that it's okay. I know you were just trying to make your point, but I was trying to ask you to see maybe if you could remember, because I forgot. But yeah, I do want it to not try to draw too much from the original films, because my issue with Jurassic World as its own thing is I want it to be its own thing. I don't want it to sit here and try to ride the bandwagon of Jurassic Park. I want it to try to be its own thing instead of just saying, oh yeah, we're going to try to please the old fans. Like, I agree, the Jurassic Park fans need to accept and move on and adapt to the new generation. But we can't exactly adapt if you keep throwing nostalgia in our face and teasing us like a cat with ball of yarn, or a mouse with cheese. You're just waving it over our head and saying, hey, look, our movie has what you want. Come buy our stuff. Why can't we just buy your movies because they're good? No, you have to wave it in our face that we have Jurassic Park nostalgia in your
I think like for example, I think there's a really good chance they can make this movie the way that we all want it to go, including me and you, because like they do have an extra year to film and they didn't have that and Fallen Kingdom.
You're right. Yeah.
I think that's definitely a good advantage.
Yeah, it's a good way of saying we're gonna have it be a certain way now, but it could be way totally different when you guys get it in 2022.
Exactly, yeah. So I think there's a really good chance this movie's gonna go the way that we want it to go.
It's possible. It's definitely possible. I mean, if it doesn't, I'm willing to accept that that it is unique and different. Definitely not the way that I wanted it to be, but as I said, I'm a fan. I know that it's not always going to go the way we hoped.
True.
And it's going to be unique and be different. But I think to close up this video, what do you think, if we don't get what we hoped? What do you think, like, if it disappoints us, what do you think you're going to feel? Like, are you going to just dispatch from it fully? Like, are you going to be upset if the film sucks? Like, of course you're going to be upset, but what I'm trying to say is, how do I say this? Like, are you going to not be a fan anymore? Are you going to be like, oh, well, I have no hope for it because this was the last film, they confirmed this, and it sucked? Well, like, what are your feelings about that?
So my personal feelings about that is, like, if they make any more films after Jurassic World Dominion and Jurassic World Dominion sucks, then I'll still be a fan and create my own stuff, like with you and my YouTube team for YouTube. Like, I'm not going to get on YouTube, but at the same time, I'm no longer going to be excited for future films because of how they keep messing up every film. So, yeah.
I agree. I can't add anything to that because I'm sure I'd feel the same way. And, I mean, me and you and the rest of the world. So.
True. Because, like, Fallen Kingdom, I was insanely excited to see the sequel to Jurassic World because Jurassic World was a decent film. I was thinking Fallen Kingdom's going to be even better than Jurassic World, but then it turned out to be way worse in a way.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely like we have our expectations, and then when it doesn't happen, like they usually do some kind of stupid stuff. But I mean, it's like part of me, it wants to bring out the child in me that's like, oh my god, Jurassic World. But then there's this bitter side of me that's like, well, they might do some stupid shit again, you know? Like, that's what's going on in my head. It's like, well, don't get your hopes up because it might suck, but get your hopes up because it might be. It's hard. It's hard being a fan.
But anyways, I think we covered pretty much everything for this video, right?
Definitely, yeah. I can't think of anything else.
So anyways, guys, tell us, what are your thoughts on this? How do you feel that Jurassic World Dominion has finished filming? What are your hopes for the film? Tell us in the comments down below. To end this video, I'd like to give a huge thanks to my YouTube team, Patrik, Cauan, my 2D and 3D animator, David Church, the best director I met on Instagram, BK Go Crazy, my very first hardcore Spinosaurus fan, Zane Schiller, my first friend in the Jurassic Park community on Instagram, Anthony Ellis, my drawer who draws epic background pictures that I use in some of my videos, Rafley Sarager, my comedian, since he makes me laugh the most, Rex, the most accurate Jurassic Park dinosaur fan I've ever met. Me and Rex also have a website called Jurassic Lore Fandom, and Animal World, my best dinosaur friend in real life. If you're interested in any Spinosaurus the King merchandise that I'm selling on my Patreon, the link will be in the description. I'm currently selling t-shirts based off the animations that me and Patrik make, which costs $40 to $50 per shirt. Sweaters are a bit more expensive, unfortunately. Coffee cups are about $32 per one. I'm also selling custom Photoshop pictures to use for whatever you need, some for which is $5 per one. If you're a fan of my discussion videos and wish to be on one discussion video a week of your choice for 35 minutes for the discussion video, that will cost $15 a month. It'll be basically like we talk about whatever you want. If you wish to support me to get better content from me, then contact me through my email or other social medias to talk about it. If you wish to have a 10-second cameo of getting eaten by a dinosaur of your choice in upcoming animations, that will cost $5 a month to appear in each upcoming animation. Receiving deleted scenes of previous animation films is $10 a month, which will give you a concept art and deleted scenes, about 2 a month. If you're enjoying the content on my YouTube channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on all notifications so you don't miss anything new. Leave a like and a friendly comment. If you have any friends and family who you think would enjoy my content, please share this video with them, and also my YouTube channel too. And don't forget to do the exact same thing for my YouTube team, and have an amazing day, everyone.